and in today's video, I'm going to completely modify Brookhaven's map and make it as realistic as possible. But first, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell so you don't miss any Brookhaven videos. As you can see, we're in normal Brookhaven, and now we're in Roblox Studio, and that's how we're going to modify Brookhaven completely. For starters, we'll search for realistic, and it will show up a lot of options about realistic things here in Roblox Studio. And for our first change, I searched for realistic graphic. Now I'm going to select this realistic sky, and man, look how crazy. The sky and mountains are super realistic. I really like this one. And now that we've changed the sky, I'm going to modify Brookhaven's lobby here. I just searched for realistic grass, and several options appeared, but the one that I thought was the coolest was this one. Now we are going to place this realistic grass on top of the normal Brookhaven grass. This took a while, but I replaced all the Brookhaven grass with real grass. And to tell you the truth, this new grass was very beautiful. Now it's time to change the Brookhaven trees because they are too square, and square trees are not realistic. I searched for real trees, and there were several very good options for us. So I'm going to delete the trees from Brookhaven. That's it, delete. And about those trees back there, we'll take care of them later. As you can see, I'm already putting several trees in the center of Brookhaven, right? I'll put it in that part of the hotel too, okay? I can put some trees near the hospital and the police department. Even if there were no trees here before, at least the streets are more alive. Does it make sense what I said? I'm going to put it in that place too, and I'm going to increase the size of the tree to be the same as the tree that existed in that place. Okay, look at the size of that tree. Bro, I'm also going to put a tree here at the nursery to have a tree for the children to play with and to shade the toys. Let's put a tree here in the cemetery because this place is a little dead, right? I'm going to put another tree here. Oh, and I remembered now. I'm going to put trees in this place at the hospital too because there were trees in this place. I just have to reduce the size of these trees so that they fit perfectly in the place. I'm going to put another tree on that side. And I think that in the center of Brookhaven, there are already many trees. I put it in several places where there were no trees and replaced trees where there were before. Now I'm going to destroy this font and put a more realistic one. For example, this one. I'm going to fit the font in the exact place and also a little bit about the size because as you can see, it's too big. Look, it's almost ready. Just a few adjustments are missing, and that's it. Our realistic font is very beautiful, and there's even a small statue of an anime girl. Now we are going to modify these potted plants. I've already placed the first vase in this location, and we'll have to change all the vases in the lobby one by one. Okay, I'm putting the potted plants in their respective places, and our lobby is getting more and more beautiful and realistic. As you can see, I've finished placing all the potted plants in the lobby except the one that's floating. Let me fix that. And now all that's missing is this vase to be changed to a realistic plant. So I'm going to delete this vase and now just fit the vase in this place. And look, it's pretty realistic, I think. Now it's time to modify the Brookhaven street. As you can see, they seem to be made of plastic, right? But with just one click, I can modify the street, and now they are made of asphalt, and it really looks a lot better. The new road is much darker and more realistic compared to the normal Brookhaven road. And now I'm going to turn all Brookhaven roads into this new, more realistic version. It's much better now. And I'm going to modify literally every road in Brookhaven. This is going to be a lot of work, but it's going to look super realistic. I never realized how many roads there are in Brookhaven. I've been modifying these roads for a long time, but I'm finally running out. Finishing now the asphalt, and that's it. The roads made of asphalt made Brookhaven look a little more realistic. I modified these parking lots too to match the rest of the road, and it looks much better. I'm going to modify the lobby a little too to leave the whole floor with the brick texture, which looks much better, right? I'm going to make the floor all brick to have a pattern. As you can see, our map is getting a lot more realistic, and I think we can ignore that the font is floating for now, right? My god, our city's ice cream parlor is on fire. I don't know how this happened. I didn't make this modification, but somehow the ice cream maker just started to catch fire. And guys, this texture that I put on the floor really got a lot better. The asphalt is much more realistic and make floor look like the real thing. And our next objective is to modify the mountains that are around the Brookhaven. As you can see, those trees on the mountain are still not realistic realistic. The mountain is completely bizarre. So it's time to modify the mountain and those trees. I'm already close to the mountain because I'm going to modify it. To begin with, I tried to put a snow texture on it, but it didn't look good. We need to change the color of these ice parts. Now yes, it has improved a lot, right? I can also put a grass texture on the green part. See? Now it's not just green block, it's grass block. It's a start. So I'm going to modify all these green parts to become real grass. I'm even going to modify the back part of the mountain. I know that usually we don't go there much, but it's good to modify everything, right? Now I'm going to modify the parts that are made of earth. Wow, it really looks a lot like real earth. And guys, look, Brookhaven Mountain is now much more realistic. I haven't finished modifying it yet, but it really looks a lot like a real mountain. And now it's time to place different trees. So I'm going to delete all the trees that were here and put realistic trees. I'm going to put realistic trees, but that at the same time look like normal trees. So I'm going to increase the size of this tree so that it's the same size as the original one. And now it's just a matter of placing several of these trees, preferably standing. As you can see, the trees I'm placing are very similar to the original ones, only realistic. Now I have to fit them correctly on the mountain. And look how cool! Let's place several trees randomly to make it more realistic. I put several trees in this flat area, and this area looks like a jungle on top of the mountain. It looks really cool. I'm going to exclude these trees here near the beach, but unfortunately, the hut will be excluded along with it. Now I'm going to place several trees in this area, but I don't think it's necessary to place the hut, right? I never saw anyone in that cabin, so I don't think it will be missed. I'm creating our new forest with realistic trees, and it's turning out really cool. Okay, as you can see, I placed several trees, modified the mountain completely, and I took the opportunity to put earth and grass textures throughout the Brookhaven map. Now there is no more grass made of plastic, just realistic grass. And now I want to change Brookhaven Beach a bit. First, I'm going to modify the beach sand. As you can see, this is the new Brookhaven sand, and this is the old one. The new one is much more realistic, and I'm going to modify all the beach sand now. Wow, look at the island. It was very cool. This new sand is very beautiful and realistic. I'm going to change it here too. And now I'm going to replace even the sand that is under the water. I will also change the water on the beach. Now I'm going to put some realistic water on the beach, and it looks really nice. And I'm going to modify the yacht too. I'm going to put a metal texture on it. And this area of Brookhaven is already completely modified. In Brookhaven, we have a few road signs, so I'll put some. I will also put these speed bumps that make cars slow down. I put a speed bump on each side to control traffic. I'm also going to put up some stop signs, each sign facing a different way. I put one here. I'm going to rotate this one, and one is missing in this place. Okay, this is getting too realistic. I'm going to put some realistic cars here on the road. I've already put the first one, which is a transit service truck, and also a normal car. I hope we can drive these cars when it's time to test the map. I'm going to put some realistic police cars and put them in the police department. I just need to fit them correctly. And to do that, I have to drag our car to the parking lot. I'm going to put one more car because the police usually have several cars. I put some cars parked in the hospital garage to have more options of cars for us to drive. I'm also going to put a super realistic bus in front of Brookhaven School. I'll get the bus parked correctly on the spot, or maybe not. Here in Brookhaven Stable, I put some trucks to be able to load animals. I'm going to position the truck correctly and leave it parked in this place. We can put two more trucks here in the stable. I'm going to take this truck and put it in this place. It fits perfectly. And this giant truck I'm going to put here on the grass because that's the only place this monster can fit. And speaking of animals, I'm going to put some animals in this stable. First, I'm going to put realistic horses and place them near the stable. I'm going to put this horse into drinking water. Cute! I'm going to put another horse drinking water, only on the other side. And I'm going to put in another horse, but this time he'll be closer to the stable. Here I will place some cows. I will readjust the cow to place it correctly. And why is there this demarcated area around the cow? Can we ride this cow? I'm going to add another cow. Look at the size of this cow. I'm going to downsize this cow. And, okay, this cow is not very well. I'm going to fix the cow and get her back to her normal proportion. And I'm also going to put some chickens in that place, right? It's a good thing the chickens are small, so we managed to put several here in the stable. This place looks like a farm now. I've modified the floor to look more like a chicken coop floor, and I'm also going to put the brick texture on these pillars to look more like a real farm building. And I'm going to make the ceiling out of concrete. I put it up here made out of concrete, and look, it's much more realistic. In this construction, the ceiling will also be made of concrete with brick pillars, and I will put wood texture on the walls and doors to make it even more realistic and beautiful. I even put the wood texture inside the building. And look, here it is much more realistic. Now I'm going to put up some real fences because these normal fences don't protect our stables. So I'm going to put up a new realistic fence until I go all the way around the farm. I think it's better to start the fence from this point to have a bigger property. In addition to protecting more areas of our ranch, I'm going to remove all these white fences that are around here because, to be honest, I don't even know what they're for. I finished removing the fences and now I can continue to place our realistic fence. And bro, this is turning out way better than I expected. I'm almost finished putting up the fences and I'll show you the result. Look how our Brookhaven barn turned out. I put realistic fences around the whole ranch, but left open the gates where the trucks and cars enter to transport the animals. Now that we've modified the sky, the mountains, and all the terrain around the city, it's time to put some realistic buildings in the Brookhaven. I'm going to start by destroying Brookhaven's motel. With the motel already removed, now we are going to build new buildings in this area. For example, this double building. I am going to increase the size of these buildings to fit them correctly in this location and move the buildings to the back. As you can see, I've placed the two buildings here, but there's still room for more buildings, so I'm going to copy those buildings and place them on the other side as well. Okay, let's fit these buildings correctly so we don't have any pieces in the middle of the street. And that's it. We have 4 buildings on that site instead of just 1. I'm going to delete Brookhaven's airport to make a better and more realistic one. And I'm going to put this gigantic airport on this block from Brookhaven. We're going to clear the land to make sure our building fits well in that area. And now just put the airport in the correct place. As you can see, Brookhaven's new realistic airport is ready. This airport has a command tower, sheds to repair planes, and even a path made of light to guide the plane's landing. Another place I want to modify to make it more realistic is the Brookhaven Mall. And to begin with, I'm going to exclude the entire mall so it doesn't get in the way. And to replace the mall, I will put in McDonald's restaurant. That's right! And as the restaurant is a little smaller than the mall, I will have to increase the size of McDonald's and fit it here on the sidewalk. As you can see, it's very realistic. I just need to make some adjustment because it was underground. And that's it. We have a completely realistic McDonald's. And for this place not to be empty, I'm going to put up a clothing store. We just need to destroy these white walls. And now we have a super realistic clothing store in Brookhaven. And look, she's pretty on the inside. I'm also going to modify the gas station. We're going to destroy it completely. And now I can place the new gas station. I'm going to increase its size a little. And now it's just moving it a little forward. As you can see, it is very realistic. It has these brick walls and the rest is all made of concrete. We just need to dig it up, right? Ready! But I still think this block is too empty. So I'm going to place a realistic building just to fill this empty spot on the map. But this building is too small. So I'm going to place another building like this one on top to make a gigantic building. Now it's much better. Now I'm going to a more realistic hospital. I've already moved our cars so I won't accidentally destroy them because we're going to have to destroy the whole hospital. And guys, why is there water under a hospital? Now that everything has been destroyed, we can put Brookhaven's new realistic hospital. I'll put it further back to have somewhere to park our cars, right? In addition to having to increase the size of this hospital a little bit because it's so small, finalizing the adjustment, and that's it. I'm going to put our cars back in the lot in front of our new hospital in Brookhaven. Let's put a new police department too. I left the cars here on the side again because I'm going to put a more realistic police department. I'm going to use this building to be our new police station. I'm going to move it back a little, and now I'm going to put this office in the open to make complaints or clarify doubt. And it's done! I'm going to put this strong car here in front and return the vehicles to the parking lot, and our police station is ready. A striking feature of big cities is the presence of pigeons, so I'm going to scatter several pigeons throughout the Brookhaven. I'm going to put several on top of the police station. I'm going to put them here on top of the hospital. I'm going to scatter some pigeons in this place too. Look how cute! They are all come on top of the building. I'll put some in Brookhaven Square Fountain too. To make it look like they're drinking water, let's put some pigeons in that spot as well. And another pigeon on top of the fountain statue. I just need to adjust it so it stays in the right place. And now our city looks more like a real city. Okay, I think I've already made a lot of changes to our realistic Brookhaven. So now I'm going to enter our map in Roblox to show you all the changes I've made. Okay, guys, I entered our realistic Brookhaven, and I'm going to show you what the final version of our map looks like. In the Brookhaven lobby, we can see several differences, such as several lovebirds, a fountain, and realistic potted plant. For the road, I put asphalt, signs, and cars that really work, but we need to start the car engine, just like in real life. And with these cars, we can drive around town to see all the changes I've made to Brookhaven. The Brookhaven stable is one of the most realistic locations we have. What? My own car ran me over. Okay, let's go back to the stable again. I'll use the police car to get there faster. Is it just me, or is that police car too slow? I'm going to drive this Camaro, and man, this car is much faster than the police car we were using. We're finally getting to the stable, and even sparks came out when I crashed the car. That's realism. Here at the stable, we have a lot of animals like chicken, cows, and horses. Look how cool. The chickens really walk. Alright, Lindsay. For some reason, the cow is on top of the chicken, and how that chicken can support the weight of a cow, I don't know. The other cow is calm here, and I'm glad she didn't get all crushed, right? On the other side of the stable are the horses, and this place is super realistic. Can I ride these horses? Not at all. Haha. Okay, if we go into the horse stable here, we'll see that it's super realistic here. The wood texture we put here really made everything more realistic. Do these giant trucks really work? It's time to test. I got in this truck, and it seems to work. Yeah, we just have to push that button to start the truck. And guys, this truck is giant. I don't think there is any car as big as this one in Brookhaven. Now it's time to show you Brookhaven Beach. As soon as I can untangle myself from the tree, we're passing Brookhaven School, where we put that realistic bus. And bro, I just now saw this giant hole. Wow, my truck is driving by itself. Come back here. Okay, arriving at the beach, we can see that it's really super realistic, but for some reason, the water keeps changing color. I also modified Brookhaven's yacht, and you can really see that it is a little different than usual. If you look closely, I can even see some scratches on the yacht's bodywork. One place that changed a lot was the forest next to the beach. The trees are much bigger than ordinary trees, but I think that made this forest even cooler. Our truck bugged and became invisible. Look how bizarre. Let's try to climb the mountain with our buggy truck. Go! You can do it! We almost made it! Maybe with a little more momentum. Go! Go! I give up. I'm going to go up on foot. Climbing the mountain, we can see the region outside Brookhaven, and these super realistic mountains, along with these waters, make Brookhaven look like an island. This would explain why we can't go to other cities by road from Brookhaven. And here on top of the mountain, as you can see, I put a snow texture. In addition to changing the color to white, I also put several of these pine-like trees. It turned out super realistic, and it's one of my favorite parts of real heaven. Going back to Brookhaven Town Center, I'll show you the other side of town, okay? I'm going to use this truck to get us around faster. And now let's see how our McDonald's turned out. This restaurant really is very realistic, and it even looks like McDonald's near my house. But even if this restaurant is realistic, it is very big. Look at the size of this chair. But the rest of the whole restaurant is very beautiful. It has several food options, a fridge with soft drinks, and even a menu. I'm going to drive our car over to the other side to see what our realistic clothing store looks like. Now let's go around the block, and here's the clothing store. Let's go into the store now. Okay, this is one of the biggest stores in Brookhaven. There's a lot of clothes in here that I've never seen before, and to tell you the truth, this store is really beautiful. It's a pity that the light is off, because we can't see well in the dark, right? Now, let's walk around the Brookhaven to see the differences, shall we? That part here is gone, but don't worry about it. We can see that the grass is much more realistic. The ground and stones are much better with the dirt texture, and all the mountains also look much more like real mountains. I feel like I accidentally made a hole in this mountain, and my car drove off again. Come back, car, please. We're going to have to get another car here at the Brookhaven stables, because our car decided to drive away on its own, and it's only now that I see that the fences are lying on the ground. I think I bought some rotten fences. I'm going to take that car that hit us. Bro, there's a chicken inside the car. How did it get in there? I can't believe it. Haha, this is really funny. Okay, Lindsay, let's show the rest of Brookhaven to subscribers. Now, I'm going to show you some things that I built that I haven't shown in the video yet, like this new bench from Brookhaven, which is much cooler, and it's also more like a real bench. On the other street, we have this clothing store. I put in some luxury structures, like this giant mansion, and also a building with luxury apartments, which for some reason is completely empty inside. Those are the changes I made here in Brookhaven to make it as realistic as possible. If you want to play this game, just enter my profile and see my favorite Roblox game, and take the opportunity to join our Roblox group. We already have 4,000 members. Come be part of Andy's family. Thanks to everyone who watched the video until the end. Subscribe to the channel. channel and watch these other 2 super cool videos that are on the screen. Thank you all so much, and until the next video.